Hello everyone and welcome back to Tomohawk Talks Alopecia. Thank you all so much for responding to the last video. I'm really enjoying making regular content back on this channel. I really love it. Like, it's such a struggle sometimes to think of topics and things, but I kind of like this channel, like kind of opening up and trying to like not educate, but kind of give everyone like my 2 cents on alopecia. So today we're back and we've got a new topic. This one was suggested to me by, I'm going to get the name wrong, so I'm going to check on Facebook, and this is from Michael Sweeney. Now, Michael contacted me on my Tomohawk Facebook group, and actually a couple of you guys have as well. From there, you've like contacted me, like, I had this girl, I've forgotten her name, and she messaged me from Alaska and stuff, and we had a little chat about alopecia. It's just really good how people, like, I'm really so happy that people kind of like reaching out to me and like sharing stories and stuff, and it's such a really good thing. Michael came up with today's topic, talking about dealing with alopecia in an educational environment, which I think is such a great topic to discuss. I don't want to go massively too deep into this. I just want to kind of give you guys like a brief outline, and if you want to see more on the subject, then let me know in the comment section below. So, dealing with alopecia in an educational environment. Let's just start right at the beginning, okay? So I'm sure some of you guys possibly might be of a young audience, and if you have got alopecia, you might be like in junior school or however it works across the world. Now, I can't honestly imagine what that is like at that age. It must be such a difficult thing to deal with, because obviously when you're younger, you kind of have a hard time grasping what certain things are, if that makes sense. Now, that's not being offensive or anything away, that's just kind of like, you know, there's only, you know, kind of so much you can grasp. So from my personal experience, this is going to be mostly about my personal experience, because obviously I didn't really have alopecia universalis until I was 17, but when I was about 14, 15, I had a little bit of areata for, I think it was like 2 months or something. And I might have mentioned this in previous videos. I had like a little 50p piece size bit of hair fall out of the back of my head. I don't know why it happened. There was obviously something that caused it. Anyway, it grew back. And I did get kind of teased a bit for it at school, because I didn't know what alopecia was, and people asking me about it, and then I kind of said it was alopecia, and people were kind of didn't know what it was, so they kind of took the mick a bit. So I think I ended up telling everyone that I shaved it, or it got shaved or something. From a junior school perspective and a high school perspective, I think probably the best thing to do is just kind of be honest with everyone. I think honesty is the best policy with this. You just need to, if you want to tell your teachers about it, then, you know, let them know. If it's something you want them to know about, but let them know what's happening. Your friends, tell your close friends about it, because obviously your friends are there, they'll have your back. You know, at the end of the day, as bad as it sounds, it's just hair. It doesn't affect you as a person. So you need to tell your friends, and keep, you know, they'll support you as long as you're honest with them. And the way I used to deal with it was kind of humor. Now, I'm not saying this is like the best way for everyone, but the way I used to deal with it in kind of like in that environment was I just kind of made a joke before anyone else had a chance to, because I felt that was the best defense for me. Now, I'm not saying that's the best way for anyone else. That's just saying what worked for me. I just kind of made a joke, and I was like, oh, I made a joke before you. What are you going to say now? Can't really say anything, can you? Because I've already been there, done that. But that just worked for me. I'm not saying that's the best way, but, you know, humor or whatever else is a good way, a coping method for it. So, moving on a couple years, when I first started losing all of my hair when I was 17, I was in my second year at college. Now, I used to play basketball a lot. Basketball was like my thing. I used to absolutely love it. It was just, I could just be a completely different person. And when I started in college first year, I was horrible. I was really bad. Like, really bad. But I stuck with it. I made some really great friends for it. And the second year, just before we started going back for the term, my hair fell out, or it was in the process of falling out. So I went to see my coach, and I was like, I'm going to quit, because, you know, I can't do this. I can't go and play games and stuff with all my hair falling out and everything else. And I told him about it. I was really upset actually, and I don't think he was kind of shocked because he'd never seen me like that. But I told him about it, and we had a talk, and I decided to. I carried on. I didn't let it affect me. He made a really good point to me, and it's something that's always stuck with me. It was always made a point of leave your problems on the outside of the court. When you're on the court, you're just there to concentrate on the matter. But leave all your baggage and your outside problems outside the court. And that's something that's kind of like really stuck with me. Like, if you're going in to do something and you've got all this happening in your life, you just need to like forget about it, shut it out for the time being, and concentrate on the main factor that you've got. So, I continued playing basketball, and I loved it, and it was on the court. I felt great, but outside the court, when the rest of college, I always used to wear a hat. I used to wear a hat doing all these sports and stuff, which I really shouldn't. Everyone used to look at me. When my eyebrows started falling out, one fell out, then the other, and everyone was asking questions. And I was like, I went to a house party, and people shaved it. And I think I was only really honest with, like, one of my best friends at college, kinder. I hid it from him, and then I think we went out one night, and when I was having my DCP treatment, which is basically you're painting steroid simulation on your head, and we went out, and I came back, and I took my hat off, and like all my hair was pretty much out, and I just said, dude, look, this is happening, and I felt so much better after telling him. And it just goes back to it again, you've got to trust your friends, and you've got to be honest with people, and that just works through education, I think. In the rest of life, you've just kind of got to be honest with people, obviously the ones that you care about, but with everyone else, I know this is not much help and I'm just rambling, but with everyone else, you just got to kind of make the conscious decision where you want to tell everybody, or you want to keep it to yourself, or just tell the people it matters. Like, you tell the people you're going to be seeing every day it matters, and if you get some randomer asking you, you can tell them, you can, let them know what's happening then. So yeah, college, by the end of college, obviously I lost all my hair, and I used to wear hats all the time, and it wasn't a great point, like the third year of college, it wasn't really a great point for me because, I'm just going to get all emotional again. I'm not going to do it. Most of my friends finished in the second year, so I was kind of by myself in the third year. But I continued playing basketball, and I think that's the thing that kind of got me through. And I finished, and I passed, and blah, 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 blah. Anyway, so, education, you just need to educate people on what it is. If you want to do that, obviously, just be honest with your friends. And if anyone asks you about it, just tell them. And if you're going to be idiots about it, then don't speak to them, ignore them, whatever. Last one, and then I'm done today, I promise. This is all my personal experience. If you guys do have any of your stories that you want to share, leave in the comment section below. I will get back to that. We can have a little discussion on it and how you think your best thoughts and coping mechanisms are in an educational environment. These also translate very well over into a work environment as well, but that's also something we can discuss in another video. So my last one is when I was at university before I started doing YouTube. So that was like 2 years ago, maybe 3. I don't honestly know. Maybe 3 years ago. I was at Huddersfield University, and I was doing a Science Foundation degree. And the rest of the time you could, wear my hat, whatever, hi, I'm Tom, blah, blah, blah. A lot more confident. Anyway, so I was there was like laboratories and stuff, which we had to do like practical labs. And goes back to the whole, I wasn't allowed to wear a hat. So my first lab, I remember, I went in with my mate, and I was like, oh, I'm dreading this, No one's seen my hat on, they've got no idea. I just remember walking in a white lab coat and my goggles, and I was just like, everyone's going to be staring at the bald guy in the room. Just be cool, just be cool. And, it's that first step. You've just got to kind of take it. I did it, took my hat off, put my goggles, went on, did that practical, smashed it. And you've just got to throw yourself in at the deep end. And I think that's got to be some part of it as well. Sometimes you've just got to throw yourself out there as how you are. And people either accept you or they won't. But I'd like to think people will accept it. If you talk to them about it and everything else, it'll just be cool. It's just another thing. It's just just something else. It's just, it can become normal. You know what I mean? It'll make you a stronger person by doing it. For me, taking my hat off and doing all these things, like even silly stuff like going out for a run, like, you know, round, everyone's like looking at you, like walking, going out to, you know, just out and about without a hat on or your wig or anything can just be the most liberating thing you've ever done if you've got alopecia. It's just kind of like, you know, this is me, this is how I am, take it or deal it kind of thing. And like I said, you're going to get people who are going to be idiots, but so what? You're doing this for yourself. You're not doing it for anyone else. You're doing it for you. And it might take some doing, and it takes a lot of bravery, but when you do it, it's honestly the best thing you've ever done. It just be you. This is who you are. Your hair doesn't define who you are, but this, you know, this is you. You know, people will either like it or they won't. And what matters most is how you feel about it. So I have just completely randomly gone off on some mad rant again, which I always seem to do on these vlogs, but I think I've got kind of some key points across today, and I'm using a lot of hand signals and stuff. Educational environment. Be honest to the people that matters, or just be honest in general. Sometimes you just got to be brave. Educate them about it. Some people are really like, if they're like, ooh, it's because they don't know. So you've just got to kind of educate them on it. This is a whole thing about this. I want people to know. It's kind of like I don't even know it's classed as a rare disease, but it's not something like everyone knows. So this is the whole idea of this. I want to spread awareness so people know what it is, so they're less likely to be like, oh my god, that dude's bald! Ah! You don't want that. You just want people like, oh, guy's got alopecia, is cool. Like, whatever, like, you know. Anyway, I'm going to stop. I've been ranting long enough. So, that is it for today for Tomohawk Talks Alopecia. I would really, 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 really appreciate some of you guys reaching out to me again with some topics to discuss on what you want me to talk about. If I don't know about it, I will research it, find it, all that kind of stuff. Just let me know in the comment section. Hit me up on Twitter as well. My Twitter is Tomohawk1989. 1989. I know that wasn't proper English. Hit me up on my Facebook group. Talk to me. Let me know what you're thinking, what you're feeling. Once again, I say this every episode. I'm trying to get other people. I want to get other, you know, different perspectives on this. There is so many different people out there doing this as well, and much credit to them. Big love. So keep doing what you're doing. Thank you very much for watching, and remember to stay strong, my fellow Alopecians.